3,200 years ago, the world was small, but it was sophisticated. From the rugged peaks of Anatolia to the lush delta of the Nile, humanity had achieved something remarkable. A Pax Bronzea, a Bronze Age peace. This was our first truly globalized economy. A world of kings who called each other brother. They traded Cornish tin and Cypriot copper to forge the alloy that defined their era. But globalization is a double-edged sword. It creates a concordia, a state of harmony, but it also creates a fragile, inextricable web. In 1200 BE, that web didn't just tear. It vanished. To understand the fall, you must understand the height. The great powers, the Egyptians, the Hittites, the Mycenaeans, operated on a scale of extreme complexity. This was the age of the palatial economy. Everything flowed through the center. The king's scribes tracked every bushel of grain, every liter of olive oil. But complexity is a debt that eventually comes due. These empires were victims of their own success, locked into a catena, a chain of dependency. If the tin mines in the far north failed, the armies in the south lost their edge. If the grain ships from Egypt were delayed, the cities of the Levant starved. They had built a world of wonders on a foundation of just-in-time logistics. The first horseman was not a soldier, but the sun. Recent data reveals a megadrought that gripped the Mediterranean for nearly a century. This was the Exsiccatio, the great drying. As the bellies of the peasantry emptied, the second horseman appeared. Internal rebellion. The social contract was shredded. In the shadows of the palaces, the vulgus, the common people, turned on their masters. Then came the system's collapse. As one kingdom fell, it took its neighbors with it. Trade ceased. Diplomacy ended. The Mediterranean, once a highway of wealth, became a graveyard of ships. And finally, appearing from the mist of the sea, came the spark that lit the funeral pyre. The Sea Peoples. They were a desperate, migrating mass of displaced tribes. The Philistines, the Denyen, the Luca. To the crumbling empires, they were the ultimum supplicium, the final punishment. Between 1200 and 1150 BCE, the lights of civilization went out. Archaeologists find the evidence in the burn layers, thick ribbons of charcoal and ash, embedded in the earth of nearly every major city from Greece to Gaza. The silence was literal. In Greece, the art of writing, Linear B, was simply forgotten. The memory of how to record history vanished for nearly 400 years. This was a tabula rasa, a clean slate. From the ashes of the Great Reset, a new world was forced to emerge. The collapse of the empires broke the monopoly on power. Out of the chaos, the Phoenicians began to sail with a new alphabet. And in the wreckage of Mycenae, the seeds of the Greek polis were planted. The Bronze Age collapse reminds us that progress is not a straight line. It is a fragile equilibrium. We are, as they were, a civilization built on interconnectedness. The question remains, if our own web begins to tear, do we have the strength to survive the reset? This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. We build wealth for generations. Visit us at epkcap.in.